Urgent. The final message from Elon Musk this moment is no coincidence, my friends. I want you to listen carefully. The message I share with you today isn't just about technology, rockets, or cars. It's about humanity, about destiny, about your role in a future that is unfolding faster than you think. If you are hearing this now, it is no coincidence. You were meant to. This is your moment. Those words from Elon Musk rang out like a vibration in the soul, a call that went deeper than mere curiosity. It was not the tone of a man speaking about business or profits, but the tone of someone who had touched the edge of a great mystery and had returned with a revelation. People listened, millions across the world, because they felt in their hearts that something extraordinary was about to be revealed. The moment wasn't accidental. It wasn't random that you stumbled upon this message. Life has a way of aligning certain moments, certain voices, and certain truths exactly when you need to hear them. And now, here you are, face to face with words that might forever alter the way you see yourself and your purpose. Elon Musk stood on the stage, but his presence felt larger than the lights, larger than the cameras, larger than the silence of the crowd. He spoke as if he carried both warning and promise, as if he knew something we had long forgotten. His message was not only to investors or fans, it was to you. This world is standing at a threshold, he said, his eyes narrowing as though gazing into a timeline only he could see. And each one of you has a choice. Not in the future. Not tomorrow. Now. The air seemed to still. Even those watching on their phones in small towns or crowded cities felt it, time pausing, space bending, as though his words were meant only for them. That is the strange power of truth. It cuts through noise, it arrives at the exact heart it was designed for, and it cannot be ignored. He leaned closer to the microphone, his voice quieter now, yet more powerful than before. Do not think of yourself as small. Do not believe the lie that you are just one person, powerless against the storms of this world. Each of you is part of a design greater than you can imagine. Each of you carries within you the potential to alter the future of humanity. And in that moment, those who were listening realized, this wasn't just a message about Mars, or about electric cars, or about AI. This was about awakening. This was about a spark being lit inside the hearts of millions who had grown weary, doubtful, and uncertain of their place in this world. The final message from Elon Musk carried weight because it echoed something already planted in your spirit. Perhaps you felt it, a strange stirring in the quiet of the night, a thought that whispers, there's more to you, more to this life than what you see. Maybe you've brushed it aside, maybe you've tried to bury it under routines and distractions. But it always returns. And today, his words bring it roaring back. He paused, and his gaze swept across the sea of faces before him. You have asked yourself why you are here. You have wondered if your existence is chance or purpose. The answer is this: there are no coincidences. There is alignment, there is timing, and there is destiny. The fact that you hear my voice right now means you are meant to awaken. The crowd leaned forward, and you, wherever you were, whether sitting on a bus, lying in bed, or standing in a kitchen with your phone in hand, felt as though the universe had just tugged at your sleeve, demanding your attention. Was it possible that you were part of something unfolding beyond your awareness? That you were chosen to hear these words at this exact hour because something inside you was ready to rise? Yes. Because the final message wasn't about Elon Musk. It was about you. As his speech continued, he spoke of humanity's fragile yet powerful journey, how civilizations rise and fall not because of technology alone but because of the spirit within people. He reminded everyone that inventions, rockets, or electric engines mean nothing if the human soul remains asleep. The greatest revolution, he said, is not in machines. It is in the awakening of individuals. The greatest frontier is not Mars. It is the unexplored depth of human potential. A quiet murmur swept through the audience. Some were skeptical, some confused, but many felt an undeniable resonance, an energy that vibrated through them like a hidden truth finally spoken aloud. This was no ordinary announcement. It was a call, and it reached into you as though the universe itself had placed a hand on your shoulder. For the first time in a long time, you began to believe again, that maybe your existence had weight, maybe your choices mattered more than you ever dared to dream, and maybe this exact moment was the key you had been waiting for. Elon Musk's voice softened as he spoke his final words of that evening: do not wait for another sign. Do not wait for someone else to tell you who you are. The message is here, the timing is now. Rise. Act. Become. And just like that, silence filled the space. The broadcast ended, but the energy did not fade. Instead, it grew stronger, echoing across hearts and minds around the globe. For some, it was forgotten by morning. But for others, perhaps for you, it became the start of something that could not be undone. The final message was clear: this moment is no coincidence. And it is only the beginning. Elon's words didn't vanish with the broadcast, they lingered, almost like a hum beneath reality itself. Some people felt it as a spark in their chest, a strange heat that made them sit up straighter. Others noticed it as an echo in their mind, a question that refused to leave: why me? Why now? The truth is, it isn't about Elon Musk, nor is it about his vision for rockets, cities, or machines. It's about the awakening of awareness. That quiet pull, the sudden realization that there is more in life than mere survival, more than routines, more than scrolling endlessly through days that blur into each other. It's about recognizing that something extraordinary is being called forth inside you. Many try to ignore it. Life has a way of whispering secrets, only for people to say, "I'm too busy," or "it's not my time." But this message wasn't gentle. It wasn't subtle. It shook foundations. The kind of shaking that makes you question everything you thought you knew about your life, your path, and your purpose. Elon had talked about alignment. And what is alignment, really, if not the feeling that all the scattered pieces of your life, the struggles, the losses, the doubts, and the fleeting moments of joy, are meant to fit together? That what seemed random was actually orchestrated for your awakening. You may have felt out of place for years. Perhaps you've sensed that the world moves with its own rhythm, while you stumble behind, unsure, hesitant, frustrated. That feeling of being slightly disconnected, of looking at life from the outside, is exactly why this message reaches you so profoundly. The universe does not waste experiences. The people you meet, the doors that close, the pain that cuts deep, they are all part of preparing you to recognize moments like this. Elon's mention of the unexplored depth of human potential wasn't just rhetoric. It was a key. Humans, even today, underestimate themselves. We build machines that fly, drive cars that think, and imagine cities on Mars, yet many of us remain trapped by invisible limits in our minds. The moment someone speaks of unlocking that potential, of rising beyond fear, doubt, and hesitation, something inside stirs. And if you feel that stirring right now, pay attention, it is rare. Imagine this: every choice you have made, every hardship, every failure, was leading you to this exact moment. It's not magic, it's timing. Life has a way of testing the heart, the resolve, and the clarity of those ready to hear certain truths. Some will hear Elon's words and dismiss them. Others will hear them and feel a flicker, a small flame that can grow into a light strong enough to illuminate paths not yet walked. You might wonder, what should I do? The answer isn't complicated, but it requires courage. Act. Move. Open your heart to possibility. Stop waiting for permission from the world or anyone else. Every delay, every excuse, every "I'll start tomorrow" only prolongs what you were meant to step into today. For those who feel lost, take heart. Confusion, frustration, and doubt are not signs of weakness, they are signs that you are awakening. A mind that has never been challenged cannot understand the vast potential of a soul on the verge of realizing its destiny. In the following days after the broadcast, countless people reported changes. A sudden clarity in decisions that had seemed impossible. An unexplainable energy propelling them to act in ways they had feared before. It wasn't Elon, nor the technology, nor the fame, it was recognition. Recognition that the universe had a plan, and that they were part of it. You might feel that this message is too big, that the weight of purpose is heavy. But that is precisely why it matters. A small spark can grow into a fire that illuminates entire worlds, if you allow it to. Every small decision to step into your power, to rise above fear, to follow that inner nudging, contributes to something far greater than yourself. Think of those who once ignored these signs. They may spend lifetimes wondering what could have been. You have a rare opportunity now. That is why Elon said, "Do not wait for another sign." The timing is now. This is a moment that doesn't come twice. It is the point where preparation meets opportunity. Where courage meets clarity. Where your spirit realizes that it is bigger than the challenges it faces, stronger than the doubts that have kept it in the shadows, and brighter than the fear that has dimmed its light. And so, you stand at the edge of something immense, something beyond the ordinary. The path ahead may not be easy. There will be resistance, uncertainty, and moments when you question if you are truly capable. But the message remains: you are capable. You were prepared. You were chosen, not by chance, but by design. The world may not notice the transformation that begins within you. It may continue in its rush, unaware of the quiet revolution that is happening in your mind, your heart, your soul. But that does not matter. What matters is that you take the first step, however small, toward the life you were destined to live. Elon Musk's words were not the end, they were the spark. And now, it is up to you to fan that spark into a flame. To awaken, to rise, to embrace the extraordinary destiny that has been waiting for you all along. Remember this: nothing in life is a coincidence. Every experience, every encounter, every hardship, every triumph has led you here. The final message is not about the future Elon envisions, it is about the future you can create, starting from this exact moment. It is your move. The days after Elon's broadcast were unlike any others. People reported strange synchronicities, small events that seemed impossible to be random. Messages from old friends arrived just when they were needed. Opportunities appeared in places that once felt closed. The universe was moving, subtly but unmistakably, and those who paid attention felt it pulling them towards something greater. You may have felt it too, a gentle, insistent nudge in your mind or heart. Perhaps it came as a sudden insight during a quiet moment, or maybe as a restless energy you couldn't explain. That is the language of awakening. It doesn't announce itself with fanfare. It whispers, nudges, sometimes even shakes, but it never forces. Its arrival is always tailored to you, in the timing you are prepared to receive. Elon had made it clear, this moment is no coincidence. And the deeper truth is that the world often waits until a person is ready before delivering the right message. You are ready. Even if doubt lingers, even if fear tugs at your thoughts, the spark inside you is real, and it is growing. Some tried to rationalize what they were feeling. It's just inspiration, they said. A motivational speech. But those who were truly listening knew it was more. It was a summons, not of commands or obligations, but of awakening. The call to step beyond the ordinary, to break free from limitations, to trust in the unseen forces that have always been working in your favor. And yes, the path ahead would not be simple. Human nature resists change, clings to comfort, and fears the unknown. But transformation never comes without challenge. Every hero's journey, every leap into greatness, has required courage, resilience, and trust in something larger than themselves. You are being invited to embark on such a journey now. Imagine your life as a vast, unexplored landscape. Up to now, you have walked familiar paths, avoided steep climbs, and stayed within the boundaries you thought were safe. But beyond those boundaries lies the terrain of possibility, untouched, vast, and filled with potential that cannot be measured. The message you received is the key to stepping into that terrain, to exploring what you were never allowed, or never dared, to imagine. Elon spoke of unexplored human potential, and that is not an exaggeration. Within you is a power greater than you realize: creativity, intuition, determination, and vision, all waiting for activation. But activation requires choice. You must choose to recognize it, trust it, and act upon it. Some people may scoff, some may discourage you, some may question your intentions or your sanity. That is expected. Awakening is never universally understood. Those who remain asleep will doubt those who are beginning to see clearly. But the message is clear: it is not for them, it is for you. The first step is awareness. Notice the signs around you. The moments that feel like coincidence but are really guidance. The doors that open unexpectedly. The thoughts that insist you pursue something that seems impossible. These are the markers of alignment, proof that the universe is responding to your readiness. Next comes trust. Trust in your own instincts, in your inner voice, and in the unseen forces that have been guiding you all along. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, even if the path ahead is not yet fully revealed. Trust that the challenges you face are preparing you for something extraordinary. Then comes action. Awareness without action remains potential unfulfilled. Trust without action becomes belief without proof. Action, no matter how small, propels you forward, transforms fear into momentum, and lights the way for what comes next. Consider this: Elon Musk has often spoken about humanity's role in shaping the future. Not just through technology, but through choices, courage, and vision. That principle applies to you personally as well. Your choices, your courage, and your vision are shaping not just your own life, but the ripple effect of those around you. Each action taken in alignment with purpose expands influence beyond imagination. Some days, it will feel as though nothing is happening. That is the quiet work of transformation. Growth often occurs in hidden layers, beneath the surface. The seeds planted by insight, inspiration, and determination take time to sprout, but when they do, they create breakthroughs that feel miraculous. Do not despair if the process seems slow. The universe has its timing, and your readiness is as important as your action. Every thought, every intention, every step you take in alignment with your awakening contributes to a larger design that is unfolding for you. And remember, this is only the beginning. The final message from Elon was not a conclusion, it was a catalyst. Its purpose was to ignite a spark, to stir the soul, to make clear that your destiny is calling. How you respond is what will define the next chapter of your life. Take a deep breath. Feel the energy within you, the possibilities stirring beneath the surface. Know that the path forward may not be straight, may not be easy, but it is yours to walk, yours to shape, and yours to rise into. Because this moment, this exact moment, is no coincidence. And what you do next will ripple far beyond what you can currently imagine. Even as the days passed, the resonance of Elon's message refused to fade. It echoed quietly in minds and hearts, nudging people toward reflection, awareness, and the difficult, but necessary, questions: am I truly living my potential? Have I been ignoring the signs? Am I ready to step into something greater? These questions are uncomfortable, because awakening always asks something of us. It asks us to leave what is safe and familiar, to step into uncertainty, and to embrace the possibility that we are capable of more than we ever imagined. And yet, the discomfort is exactly what signals growth. You may have noticed subtle shifts around you. Perhaps conversations took unexpected turns. Perhaps challenges appeared that forced you to rethink old assumptions. Perhaps opportunities arrived from directions you hadn't anticipated. These are not random. They are markers, gentle or sometimes jarring, indicating that the universe is aligning circumstances to prepare you for your next step. Elon's words about human potential resonate because we often underestimate ourselves. We look outward for change, new technologies, new leaders, new circumstances, while the real transformation waits quietly inside. true awakening begins within. It begins when you recognize that your thoughts, choices, and actions have consequences far beyond what you currently see. Every moment of hesitation, every "I can't" or "it's too late," is a chance to practice courage. Each time you push past fear, you expand the boundaries of what is possible. And the strange truth is, those who awaken first often face the greatest resistance, not from the world, but from themselves. Doubt, old habits, and fear are constant companions. But they are also indicators that you are on the right path. Now, consider the ripple effect. Your awakening is not just personal. It influences everyone around you. The energy you carry, the courage you display, and the decisions you make reverberate outward, touching lives in ways you cannot always see. This is the quiet magic of influence. The moment you step into alignment with your potential, you become a catalyst for change in others. Some may question the significance of a single message from a single person. But that is missing the point. The message itself is a spark. Its power lies not in the word spoken, but in the awakening it ignites in those prepared to receive it. And if you are reading this, feeling the stirrings within, you are among those ready. Elon spoke of alignment, timing, and destiny. Alignment is more than coincidence, it is the synchronization of your inner readiness with external circumstances. Timing is not about waiting, it is about recognizing the moment when you are prepared to act. Destiny is not pre-written, it is co-created, shaped by choices, courage, and vision. The final message was a call to action, but it was also a reminder: your life is yours to shape. Technology, resources, and external events can assist, but the ultimate power always resides within. You are the architect of your own destiny, and this moment is a turning point. Imagine your life as a canvas, blank in some areas, full of sketches in others. Every thought, decision, and action adds color, texture, and dimension. Some strokes may seem insignificant at first, but when viewed as a whole, they create a masterpiece uniquely yours. The message from Elon was the hand that gently lifted your brush, urging you to paint boldly, without fear, without hesitation. You might feel overwhelmed. The weight of potential can feel heavy when first realized. But remember, potential is not a burden, it is an invitation. An invitation to step fully into the life you were meant to live, to embrace your gifts, and to trust that the universe supports your journey when you act with intention and courage. Challenges will arise. Fear will whisper. Doubt will attempt to derail you. This is not a sign that you should retreat. On the contrary, these moments are confirmations that you are moving in the right direction. Growth and transformation rarely happen in comfort zones. They occur in moments of tension, challenge, and choice. Take note of the small synchronicities, the unexpected phone call, the random encounter, the idea that appears out of nowhere. These are not coincidences. They are guideposts, affirmations that you are on track, and nudges from the universe to keep moving forward. Remember that awakening is a process, not an event. The final message is not a single destination, it is the start of a journey. Each day offers opportunities to step further into alignment, to trust more deeply, and to act more courageously. Each small step builds momentum, creating waves that eventually transform the landscape of your life. And here is the most important truth: this journey is yours alone, yet it connects you to a larger tapestry. Every act of courage, every decision to rise above fear, resonates far beyond what you can perceive. You are not just shaping your life, you are shaping the world in subtle but profound ways. Elon's words were meant to awaken you, but the real work begins within. It begins with a choice: to listen, to trust, and to act. To recognize that the spark you feel is not fleeting, it is the call of your highest self. So, breathe. Ground yourself. Feel the energy of possibility coursing through you. The final message is not over. It continues in every step you take, every decision you make, and every moment you choose to embrace your potential. The moment is now. The choice is yours. And the path, though unseen, is waiting to be revealed as you move forward. The days following Elon's message became a turning point for many who felt the stirrings of change. People started noticing patterns in their lives that they had long ignored: opportunities disguised as obstacles, lessons hidden within failures, and moments of clarity that seemed to appear out of nowhere. These were not coincidences. They were signposts, guiding those ready to step into a new level of awareness. You might have experienced it yourself. Perhaps a decision you had been putting off suddenly seemed obvious. Maybe an old relationship, a long-forgotten dream, or an idea that once seemed impossible now called to you with clarity. That is the unmistakable effect of alignment, the universe responding to a readiness you had within yourself, long before you realized it. Elon spoke of human potential, but this moment isn't about him, it's about you. He wanted you to see what you have always carried inside: strength, creativity, resilience, and vision. Potential is not measured by wealth, status, or external recognition. It is measured by your capacity to rise, to act, to influence, and to create. Many feel fear when confronted with their own power. It is natural. The unknown is intimidating, and stepping into your highest potential challenges every habit, every belief, and every comfort zone you have built around yourself. But fear is not a barrier, it is a signal. A signal that you are moving toward something important. The greater the fear, the more significant the step you are about to take. Take a moment and reflect: what have you been avoiding because it seemed too risky, too complicated, or too far beyond your reach? What dream, desire, or calling have you dismissed as impossible? Elon's final message is a call to reclaim those things, to see that the path is opening not by chance, but by preparation. Action is the bridge between awareness and transformation. Awareness alone is not enough. Real change occurs when you decide to move forward, even when the path is unclear, even when doubt whispers, "You are not ready." Each step you take, no matter how small, solidifies your momentum and expands your influence far beyond what you can see. Notice how the world reacts when you move with purpose. Small shifts occur naturally, doors open where they were once closed, guidance appears where there was once confusion, and resources flow toward your efforts in unexpected ways. These are confirmations. They are the universe's way of saying, you are on track. Keep moving. It is crucial to remember that transformation is gradual. The first steps often feel tentative. Progress may seem slow, even frustrating. But every effort counts. Every intentional choice, every act of courage, builds layers of strength and clarity that compound over time. The momentum you create now will carry you through challenges you cannot yet imagine. You are not alone. Even if you feel isolated, even if the world seems indifferent, there are energies and forces working in your favor. The final message was designed to awaken your awareness to this truth: support exists in unseen ways. Guidance appears in subtle forms. Align yourself with these forces, trust your instincts, and act consistently. Elon emphasized the importance of timing. Life is not random, it is carefully orchestrated. The opportunities you encounter are perfectly timed to your readiness. You may not fully understand why certain doors open or close, but trust that every event is part of the design that leads you forward. Recognize timing as an ally, not a constraint. One of the most transformative realizations you can have is that your own choices carry immense weight. Every thought, every intention, every action shapes not only your life but also the lives of those around you. You are not a passive observer. You are a participant, a co-creator in the unfolding of reality. As you embrace this awareness, notice how challenges become opportunities in disguise. Obstacles are no longer threats but stepping stones that teach resilience, creativity, and resourcefulness. What once seemed like a dead end may reveal a hidden path if you remain attentive and courageous. Elon's words were a spark. Your response will determine whether that spark becomes a flame. The first steps are never easy, but they are essential. Take action in small ways if necessary, but take action. Align your daily decisions with your vision. Stay alert to the signs that guide you. Build habits that reinforce your growth. And above all, trust that the process is working even when the results are not immediately visible. This is your awakening. It is not a one-time event, it is a process that unfolds through daily choices, intentional action, and conscious awareness. Your life is shifting. You may feel the energy, even if you cannot see the full picture. Trust that the direction is correct. The universe responds to those who act with clarity, courage, and conviction. Now is the time to step forward fully. Let go of doubt, hesitation, and fear. Accept the momentum that has been set into motion by your readiness. Know that you are equipped to navigate the challenges ahead. And remember, this journey is not just about achieving external success, it is about awakening your true potential and living in alignment with it. Every moment counts. Every decision matters. And the final message from Elon Musk was designed to reach you at this very point, to remind you that this moment is no coincidence, and that your awakening is underway. The realization began to settle in slowly but unmistakably: your life was not random, your challenges were not meaningless, and your doubts were not your enemies. They were signals, markers, and tests, designed to awaken the deeper layers of your being. The final message from Elon Musk was not just a call, it was a mirror, reflecting back the potential you had long ignored. You may have felt the shift as a subtle energy, a quiet hum beneath your awareness. At first, it may have seemed insignificant, almost imperceptible. But then, gradually, it grew stronger, urging you to reconsider old beliefs, to question the limits you had placed upon yourself, and to step into a higher frequency of thought and action. The world around you had not changed, it was still the same streets, the same people, the same routines, but you had changed. You were seeing through new eyes, perceiving opportunities where you once saw obstacles, recognizing connections where you once saw randomness, and feeling the weight of your own potential pressing gently but insistently upon your heart. Elon had spoken of alignment, timing, and destiny. These were not abstract concepts, they were practical, actionable realities. Alignment meant living in harmony with your purpose. Timing meant recognizing and seizing the moments prepared for you. Destiny meant understanding that your choices matter, that your actions ripple far beyond what you can see. At this point, hesitation becomes the greatest enemy. Every moment spent doubting, every second spent wondering if you are ready, is an opportunity lost. The universe is patient, but it responds to momentum. The spark has been lit. The energy is already moving. It is now up to you to fuel it, direct it, and let it grow into the transformation you were always capable of achieving. You may feel fear creeping in. That is natural. Fear is a sign that you are moving beyond familiar territory, that you are stepping toward growth and expansion. But recognize it for what it is, a signal, not a stop sign. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is acting in spite of it. Each step you take beyond fear reinforces your strength, sharpens your focus, and solidifies your alignment with your higher purpose. Consider the opportunities you have ignored in the past, the doors you hesitated to open, the moments you allowed uncertainty to dictate your choices. They were preparation. They were lessons in patience, resilience, and discernment. Now, however, the moment has arrived where inaction is no longer an option. The final message is a summons to move, to act, to awaken fully. Notice the subtle signs, an idea that suddenly appears with clarity, a chance encounter that feels too precise to be random, an unexpected solution to a problem you have long wrestled with. These are confirmations that you are on the right path. They are reminders that the universe conspires to support those who act with intention, courage, and faith in their own potential. Your mind may be racing, asking questions, seeking proof, or fearing failure. Let go of the need for certainty. Transformation rarely comes with guarantees. The path ahead is often obscured, yet it is no less real. Trust that the steps you take, guided by insight and courage, will lead you toward outcomes beyond your current imagination. Elon's words, "Do not wait for another sign. The timing is now," are not merely inspirational, they are a directive. The message demands action because potential, once recognized, must be realized. It is not enough to admire the possibility. It is not enough to plan endlessly. The spark must be transformed into flame, and that requires movement. Visualize your life as a vast expanse of potential energy, waiting to be channeled. Every thought, every intention, every deliberate action directs that energy toward creation, growth, and transformation. The final message is a guide, showing that the power has always been within you, waiting for acknowledgement and action. You may feel overwhelmed. That is natural when confronted with the immensity of your own capability. But do not allow overwhelm to paralyze you. Break the path into manageable steps. Focus on clarity, discipline, and consistent movement. Small actions, repeated with intention, accumulate into monumental change. As you move forward, pay attention to the unseen forces at work around you. Guidance often comes in forms you might not immediately recognize: a fleeting intuition, an unexplained coincidence, a persistent thought. These are signals that align with your purpose, nudging you toward the next necessary action. Now is the time to embrace courage fully, to act decisively, and to recognize that your life is a canvas on which you can paint with boldness and clarity. The final message has awakened you, but it is your choices that will manifest the transformation. You are ready. The spark is yours to fuel. The path is unfolding. And the moment, though invisible to many, is already upon you. Move forward with intention, with courage, and with faith. The final message is not over. It continues in your action, your awareness, and your alignment with the potential that has always been yours. And when you take that step, when you commit fully to your awakening, you will see that nothing in your life has been wasted, nothing has been random, and everything has prepared you for this exact moment. The moment had arrived. Everything that had led to this point, the doubts, the questions, the long hours of searching for meaning, was converging into clarity. The final message from Elon Musk had ignited something profound, a deep stirring within your soul that could no longer be ignored. This was the turning point, the threshold between who you were and who you were meant to become. You could feel it, a surge of energy, a quiet power that had always been inside you, now demanding recognition. The ordinary world had not changed, yet everything felt different. Opportunities, ideas, and possibilities that once seemed distant now appeared within reach, as if they had been waiting for your readiness to claim them. Elon's message emphasized timing, alignment, and destiny. Now you understood what that truly meant. Timing is not about waiting, it is about being present, aware, and ready to act. Alignment is not about perfection, it is about bringing your thoughts, intentions, and actions into harmony with your highest potential. Destiny is not a fixed point, it is the unfolding of a life lived with courage, clarity, and purpose. Fear may still linger. Doubt may whisper. That is natural. Transformation is never without resistance. But now, armed with awareness and purpose, you see fear as a guidepost, not a barrier. Each hesitation is a chance to practice courage, each uncertainty is a moment to exercise faith in yourself and in the greater forces at work. This is your call to act fully. No longer can you wait for the perfect conditions or the ideal moment. That moment is now. Every decision, every step, every choice matters. The universe responds not to wishful thinking, but to decisive action fueled by awareness and intent. You may wonder, where do I start? Start within. Begin by recognizing the truth of your own power. Notice the synchronicities, the subtle signs, and the persistent nudges that point toward your path. Trust them. Act on them. Small, consistent actions compound into monumental transformation. Look around you. The people, the opportunities, the challenges, they are all part of the design. None of it is random. Each encounter, each obstacle, each breakthrough is preparing you for the life you were always meant to live. Your awakening is part of a larger tapestry, and your contribution matters more than you realize. Elon had reminded you, do not wait for another sign. That message resonates now more than ever. Signs are not always grand or dramatic, they often appear as fleeting thoughts, chance encounters, or sudden insights. Awareness is the key. Recognize them, honor them, and follow them with courage. The path forward is not linear. There will be twists, turns, and moments when the way seems unclear. Yet each step you take in alignment with your potential illuminates the next step. Trust in the unfolding. Trust in your readiness. Trust in the unseen forces guiding your journey. You are no longer the same person who first heard the message. Something inside has shifted, a new clarity, a newfound courage, and an unshakable sense of purpose. This is the essence of awakening, the recognition that you are capable, prepared, and destined to rise. As you step fully into this realization, understand that your choices now ripple outward. Every act of courage, every decision to act in alignment with your highest self, influences the world around you. Transformation begins within, but it never stays contained. It spreads, touches lives, and reshapes the reality of those willing to awaken alongside you. The final message was never just a speech, a broadcast, or a moment in time. It was a spark, a mirror, a call. Its purpose is fulfilled only when you take what it has ignited and bring it to life. You are the continuation of the message. You are the living proof that alignment, timing, and potential are real and actionable. Feel the energy coursing through you. Let it guide your thoughts, shape your decisions, and fuel your actions. You are ready to move forward fully, to embrace your highest self, and to create a life that reflects the extraordinary potential within you. Rise. Act. Trust. And step into the life that has been waiting for you all along. The final message has reached its conclusion, but its impact continues in you. Every choice you make, every action you take in alignment with your purpose, will shape your destiny and leave a lasting imprint on the world. And remember, this moment, this awareness, this awakening, it is no coincidence. My friends, I want you to listen carefully. The message I share with you today isn't just about technology, rockets, or cars, it's about humanity, about destiny, about your role in a future that is unfolding faster than you think. If you are hearing this now, it is no coincidence. You were meant to. This is your moment. Those words from Elon Musk rang out like a vibration in the soul, a call that went deeper than mere curiosity. It was not the tone of a man speaking about business or profits, but the tone of someone who had touched the edge of a great mystery and had returned with a revelation. People listened, millions across the world, because they felt in their hearts that something extraordinary was about to be revealed. The moment wasn't accidental. It wasn't random that you stumbled upon this message. Life has a way of aligning certain moments, certain voices, and certain truths exactly when you need to hear them. And now, here you are, face to face with words that might forever alter the way you see yourself and your purpose. Elon Musk stood on the stage, but his presence felt larger than the lights, larger than the cameras, larger than the silence of the crowd. He spoke as if he carried both warning and promise, as if he knew something we had long forgotten. His message was not only to investors or fans, it was to you. This world is standing at a threshold, he said, his eyes narrowing as though gazing into a timeline only he could see. And each one of you has a choice. Not in the future. Not tomorrow. Now. The air seemed to still. Even those watching on their phones in small towns or crowded cities felt it, time pausing, space bending, as though his words were meant only for them. That is the strange power of truth. It cuts through noise, it arrives at the exact heart it was designed for, and it cannot be ignored. He leaned closer to the microphone, his voice quieter now, yet more powerful than before. Do not think of yourself as small. Do not believe the lie that you are just one person, powerless against the storms of this world. Each of you is part of a design greater than you can imagine. Each of you carries within you the potential to alter the future of humanity. And in that moment, those who were listening realized, this wasn't just a message about Mars, or about electric cars, or about AI. This was about awakening. This was about a spark being lit inside the hearts of millions who had grown weary, doubtful, and uncertain of their place in this world. The final message from Elon Musk carried weight because it echoed something already planted in your spirit. Perhaps you felt it, a strange stirring in the quiet of the night, a thought that whispers, there's more to you, more to this life than what you see. Maybe you've brushed it aside, maybe you've tried to bury it under routines and distractions. But it always returns. And today, his words bring it roaring back. He paused, and his gaze swept across the sea of faces before him. You have asked yourself why you are here. You have wondered if your existence is chance or purpose. The answer is this: there are no coincidences. There is alignment, there is timing, and there is destiny. The fact that you hear my voice right now means you are meant to awaken. The crowd leaned forward, and you, wherever you were, whether sitting on a bus, lying in bed, or standing in a kitchen with your phone in hand, felt as though the universe had just tugged at your sleeve, demanding your attention. Was it possible that you were part of something unfolding beyond your awareness? That you were chosen to hear these words at this exact hour because something inside you was ready to rise? Yes. Because the final message wasn't about Elon Musk. It was about you. As his speech continued, he spoke of humanity's fragile yet powerful journey, how civilizations rise and fall not because of technology alone but because of the spirit within people. He reminded everyone that inventions, rockets, or electric engines mean nothing if the human soul remains asleep. The greatest revolution, he said, is not in machines. It is in the awakening of individuals. The greatest frontier is not Mars. It is the unexplored depth of human potential. A quiet murmur swept through the audience. Some were skeptical, some confused, but many felt an undeniable resonance, an energy that vibrated through them like a hidden truth finally spoken aloud. This was no ordinary announcement. It was a call, and it reached into you as though the universe itself had placed a hand on your shoulder. For the first time in a long time, you began to believe again, that maybe your existence had weight, maybe your choices mattered more than you ever dared to dream, and maybe this exact moment was the key you had been waiting for. Elon Musk's voice softened as he spoke his final words of that evening: do not wait for another sign. Do not wait for someone else to tell you who you are. The message is here, the timing is now. Rise. Act. Become. And just like that, silence filled the space. The broadcast ended, but the energy did not fade. Instead, it grew stronger, echoing across hearts and minds around the globe. For some, it was forgotten by morning. But for others, perhaps for you, it became the start of something that could not be undone. The final message was clear: this moment is no coincidence.